Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a great day so far. I hope that you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving, whether you spent it with friends and family or you just took a little bit of time to yourself to relax. I know a lot of you guys had to work on Black Friday as well, so I hope that went well and I hope you guys don't have any crazy Black Friday stories. But today's video is going to be my November favorites. I thought I would switch it up a little bit this month and also include some fails or some products that didn't work well for me, because I always talk about the products that I love, but I do test out a lot of products, so some of them don't work and I change my mind about some that I did love. So I wanted to keep you guys updated. Also, make sure you leave me a comment below letting me know which products you've been loving throughout the month of November so I can check them out if I haven't already. Otherwise, let's jump into it. So let me start with my favorite product of the entire month, and that is the Colourpop Sephora Golden State of Mind eyeshadow palette. I did film an entire review on the Colourpop Sephora collection, which I'll link in the description box below if you guys want to check it out. But this is my absolute favorite product from the collection. I've used this every single time that I've done my makeup during the month of November, other than today, of course, because I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I've been wearing a lot of the same eye looks, and I feel like if you have watched my videos, you've probably noticed that I haven't done anything too crazy with my eyes, because I'll just go in with some matte shadows and then use one of these all over the lid, and I love how it looks. I didn't know I was like a glitter eyeshadow fan until I used this palette, and I haven't been able to wear anything else because I feel like it makes your eyes look so beautiful and sparkly and shimmery, but it's really easy to use. It takes 2 seconds to blend a matte into the crease and then another 2 seconds to pack one of these shadows onto the lid. I wing out my liner, I apply a ton of mascara, and I'm good to go. And I feel like it makes my eyes just look, kind of fun and festive, and it makes them pop a little bit. And this palette comes with so many different colors, so I feel like no matter what type of eye look you're going for, you're going to be able to achieve it with this palette. Obviously, it does have its pros and cons, as I kind of touched on in my review video. As for cons, it's not super consistent. Some of the shadows are better than others. You do experience a little bit of fallout, and some of them are just a little bit thick and glittery rather than like smooth and seamless. I can deal with the fallout because I just do my eyes before I do the rest of my face, and I can deal with the inconsistencies because even though some of them perform better than others, you can still work with all of them. And it's a pretty affordable palette, especially for like an all glitter palette right now, because a lot of them are more expensive. This formula is definitely different than any other formula that Colourpop has done. So, if you're used to their other palettes, it's going to be a little bit surprising to you. But I feel like as long as you're willing to work with it, it's totally worth it. It's just a beautiful palette, and I'm going to use it in a get ready with me that I'm hopefully going to film tomorrow so you guys can see how it works. But it's my favorite. I've used it every single day this month that I've worn makeup. Moving on to a couple of face products that I really loved throughout the month. The first one is my Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation. This is my absolute favorite foundation of all time. I've touched on that in different videos, but lately I've been using the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Stick Foundation because that one's a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more comfortable on the skin, and it still gives you really good coverage. But during the month of November, I started reaching for my Urban Decay All Nighter again, and I love it so much. I don't think I'll ever find a foundation that completely replaces this for me. I still love the Hourglass, but I just love how this one makes my skin look. I feel like it makes my skin look really flawless, really smooth, and it stays in place so well throughout the day. The Hourglass tends to break down on me throughout the day because I do have oily skin, and I feel like after a few hours it'll break down, and I can kind of deal with it because I like how it looks on the skin. But the Urban Decay All Nighter does not break down on me at all. So if you want a really super full coverage foundation, this one is amazing. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I personally think it's my absolute holy grail foundation of all time. And the other product is the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer. This is a product that I've loved, but it's never really been something that I've raved about on my channel. I've used it here and there, but I always have other concealers that I kind of mix in, and I use it interchangeably. But during the month of November, I've been using it nonstop. I do use it with the Urban Decay foundation, and it's like the most perfect full coverage combo, and I've just been loving it. I think one of the reasons why I didn't use it as much in the beginning is because I had the wrong shade. I wear the shade Fair Neutral, and I have the shade Fair, which is a little bit too light. I kind of feel like Fair Neutral is maybe a little bit light, but the shade One Step Darker was too dark, so Fair Neutral works okay. But I just love this. Again, it stays in place all day long, and I've really been loving like a full coverage look because I feel like my days have been a little bit longer. I've been waking up a lot earlier and doing what I need to do. So I feel like by the end of the day, my foundation still looks really nice when I use both of these products. I feel like I have a bunch of repeat favorites, but I like to include repeat favorites because, you know, my personal favorites don't change every single month. Sometimes I discover new favorites, but a lot of times I use the same products. So the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer has been one of my favorites for a couple of months at this point, and I honestly think it is one of the best primers out there. I'm about halfway through, and once I do run out, I will repurchase it. It is an expensive primer, do not get me wrong, but honestly, you just need the smallest amount for your entire face, and it's so super hydrating. I've been all about hydrating products lately. I have been using so many like hydrating skincare products, hydrating face products, and I was thinking about doing a video where it was like products meant for dry skin that I love even though I have oily skin, because I feel like there are so many hydrating products on the market that I have not been able to stop using. This one included. It just preps your skin for foundation so nicely. And I feel like the more hydrated your skin looks, the better your makeup looks, and your skin just looks healthier and glowy and beautiful. And I love this product. Honestly, my foundation goes on so smoothly and it looks absolutely gorgeous when I use this product. It doesn't look dry or cakey or heavy. It looks more like my skin, and I feel like that's important when I'm using a full coverage foundation like the Urban Decay All Nighter. I don't know, you guys, I honestly think that this is such a great product. Smashbox makes the best face primers. That being said, there is a face primer from Smashbox that I did not like, and that is the Smashbox Photo Finish Iconic Primer Stick. So this one is actually more so geared toward, well, the way they marketed it, like the way that I originally read the information in the PR package, made it sound like it was going to be ideal for oily skin. It said that it was supposed to like kind of mattify your skin. It reminded me, or the claims reminded me, of the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. So I was curious to try it out because Smashbox makes some of the best face primers, but honestly, I just wasn't that impressed by it. I feel like this is more of a smoothing primer. Like the Milk Makeup Blur Stick does smooth your skin out, but it kind of mattifies your skin at the same time. This one smooths your skin out, but it doesn't necessarily mattify your skin. So I felt like my skin got so oily throughout the day, and you know, obviously I don't always use a mattifying primer when I like something like the Primerizer, but this one definitely did not do anything for my oily skin. I think it might be an okay option for you if you have dry skin, but even if you have dry skin, I would recommend the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer over this one. And again, I feel like they have so many good primers that this one is just not my favorite. I feel like it's not up to Smashbox quality in terms of their primers. I feel like all of the other primers are basically better than this one. So I tried out a new Essence mascara, at least new to me. I don't think it's like a brand new product, but it is the False Lashes Mascara Dramatic Volume Unlimited. I purchased this because a lot of you guys were recommending it to me, and honestly, I like so many Essence mascaras that at this point I'll just try whatever one is out there, and it works really well. I really enjoy this mascara for, you know, either as a base mascara before I apply a little bit more of a volumizing mascara, or as an everyday mascara. I think it makes my lashes long and thick and voluminous, but it doesn't do anything too crazy. It doesn't make them clumpy or overly dramatic. I think it's just a good everyday mascara, and it builds really nicely. So I would recommend checking this one out. I don't find that it runs on me, but I will say now that my lower lashes have gotten a little bit longer too, this one will actually transfer. I never had that issue ever because my lashes were not long enough, but if I look down a lot and I'm wearing this mascara, it'll kind of transfer from my lower lashes to like under my eyes, and I'll get like dark circles. So again, that's never been an issue for me, but I feel like now that my lashes are a little bit longer, thanks to my amazing lash serum, I do have that trouble with this mascara in particular. I mentioned this product last month, but you guys, I've been using it every single day during the month of November as well. So that is 2 months in a row that I haven't been able to stop using it. It's from Becca Cosmetics, and it's the Sunlit bronzer in the shade Capri Coast. This is the most beautiful bronzer in the entire world. It's so blendable and smooth and pigmented and easy to work with, and it just looks really gorgeous on the skin. They have different shades available, so they do have a lighter shade and then they have a couple of darker shades. So I would recommend checking it out. I think that Becca face products are expensive, but they're worth it because they're so beautiful on the skin. They look I was going to say natural, but I guess it depends which product you're going for, because if you're going with like a bright blush or a really, you know, bold highlight, it's not necessarily natural looking, but it kind of melts into the skin in a natural looking way. So it doesn't look like you have, you know, a streak of powder on your face. It just, they all look really beautiful. I honestly haven't found a Becca bronzer, blush, or highlight that I haven't enjoyed. Maybe I found like a color that didn't work for me, but the actual product, like the actual formula, has always been such high quality and they perform amazingly. So this bronzer is so good. I've been using it nonstop for 2 months at this point. I have one last favorite and one last fail. So my last favorite is by the brand Henriksen. It is the Sheer Transformation Perfecting Moisturizer. I've used about half of the jar and it's been my favorite lately. I usually go for a little bit more of a mattifying moisturizer during the spring and the summer, but once fall and winter roll around, sometimes I'll reach for something a little bit more hydrating, and I feel like this is the perfect moisturizer for oily skin if you want an extra dose of hydration. It also kind of preps the skin for foundation, which is really nice because I wouldn't say it dries down to a matte finish, but it also doesn't leave your skin extra dewy. I feel like I apply it and my skin looks like my skin again. It's not overly oily or overly dry or mattified. I feel like it's kind of in between. So it does help the rest of my makeup to kind of go on really nicely, stay in place really well, and I just think it works extremely well. I'm a big fan of it. I haven't tried one product from Henriksen that I haven't enjoyed. So if you guys have any recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments below. I really like the green line. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but they have a moisturizer, a facial cleanser, and then also a toner from that line that I really enjoy. But I would love to try more of their products. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. And my last product is a fail. I did try this product out last month and then this month. I only used it a couple of times because I feel like I have so many face primers in my collection that if I don't like something like the first or second time, I'll usually end up just passing it along to a friend or family member. You know when you can just tell that a product's not for you or that a product's going to be your favorite? I could tell like instantly this product wasn't for me. It's the ModelsOwn Face Base Face Primer. So the reason that I tried this is because it actually says mattifying right on the packaging, but I would not call it a mattifying primer. It says oil-free, fragrance-free, and silicone-based. So it is a typical like silicone-based primer. It feels like all of those like slippery silicone feeling primers, and I feel like those are nice, but they're not necessarily ideal for my skin type, or they're not necessarily what I look for in a face primer. And this one is like one of the most slippery primers that I've tried. I don't know, I just felt like my foundation kind of slipped around when I used this product, and I just have other face primers that I like so much better, and I just wouldn't really recommend it. I just don't think it's the best quality face primer out there. I've tried a couple of ModelsOwn products at this point, and I haven't had a lot of luck with them. They're kind of like, they're not my favorite products, but they're also not the worst products. And I said that in a recent video and someone was like, just say it's a bad product if it's a bad product. But don't you guys have those products that are like, not your favorite, but they're not the worst, so you have them in your collection and you try to use them up, but you wouldn't repurchase them? That's how I feel about ModelsOwn products. I mean, this product in particular, I'm going to declutter, but I tried their eye primer. It was just kind of okay. I don't know, for me personally, there are just so many good, affordable brands out there that I just don't want to necessarily waste my time trying products from a brand that's not necessarily a high quality brand that I just haven't really fallen in love with. So that's kind of how I feel about ModelsOwn. I mean, I feel bad saying that because, you know, they sent me these products, but my loyalty lies with you guys, obviously. So I don't want to recommend a product that is not going to work, and I would recommend staying away from this one. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed seeing products that didn't work for me as well as products that did work for me, just let me know in the comments below and I can keep including them in these videos. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.